While the American Revolution was still being fought, the Continental Congress created a blueprint for a new national government. The plans they created were called the Articles of Confederation, and they were adopted in 1777. But 10 years later, many Americans felt that the government formed under the Articles was too weak and needed to be improved. Delegates from several states met at the Constitutional Convention of 1787 to change the Articles. But they soon began considering an entirely new framework for the government. After many weeks of debate by the convention members, they agreed on a final document, the U.S. Constitution. The Constitution called for the new government to be split into three branches: the executive, which would carry out the laws, the judiciary, which would settle disputes, and the legislature, which would make the laws. Although the convention members had agreed on the Constitution, the states needed to approve it before it could be ratified. Beginning in September 1787, the states held debates about whether or not to adopt the Constitution. Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, and Connecticut quickly voted to approve the Constitution. But many states had reservations about the Constitution. John Hancock was the leader of the Ratification Convention for Massachusetts. Hancock argued against approving the Constitution unless it was amended to protect the basic freedoms people had fought so hard for during the Revolution. Massachusetts ratified, but in a very close vote. And that state asked that 9 amendments be added to the Constitution to protect individual rights. Virginia's George Mason wanted a Bill of Rights, while James Madison, also from Virginia, warned that if the Constitution was not approved, the Union might break apart. Virginia finally did vote in favor of the Constitution. Like Massachusetts, it urged that amendments protecting people's freedoms be added. 9 states had ratified the Constitution by June 1788, and the Constitution went into effect. By May 1790, all 13 of the original states had approved the Constitution. By December 1791, the new Congress had made good on its pledge to protect people's freedoms by approving the first 10 amendments to the Constitution. These amendments are called the Bill of Rights, and they set forth the basic liberties of all Americans. These amendments give all Americans freedom of religion, speech, and the press, the right to keep and bear arms, freedom from being forced to house troops in times of peace, freedom from unreasonable search and seizure of persons, homes, papers, and effects, protection from the government taking away their goods without a trial, the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury in criminal cases and in common lawsuits, and freedom from cruel and unusual punishment or excessive bail or fines. The 9th Amendment said that the people retained any rights that are not specifically listed in the Constitution. And the 10th said that powers not delegated to the federal government by the Constitution are reserved to the states or the people. These rights have been reinterpreted over the years since they were first adopted more than 2 centuries ago. But they still form the foundation of the basic rights of Americans and continue to play a vital role in the American government and legal system to this day.